Cool. All right, guys. No, there's no talking. This is a test, remember. So this is all from work that we learned how to do yesterday. And the first problem that you're going to work out, I'm going to write, we're going to determine a relationship between the x and y value. So say that you're given this, and I want you to determine a relationship between the x and y value. So instead of writing all the work out, just follow along with me. Don't write anything, just watch for now. And what you're given here is this problem that says, hey, I've got the values of, well, 1 and -1, and 2 and -2. Don't write anything out yet, guys. And 3 and -3. And 4 and -4. Oh, that last part I didn't want to do. Go up here, get my eraser out. Cool. Go back, and this is supposed to be -4. Okay. So this is my first problem. So what I'm going to do is take all of this work and put it into my scratch paper. So what I want y'all to do in the top left corner of your scratch paper, label this problem number 1. And what you can do to let me know it's problem number 1 and not a part of the problem you're working on is just kind of do a little small little circle or box around it. That's the first thing I want you to do. I'm going to write that out, box it, and then show your work right here. You're going to write these values down in the top left corner. Now this part, you can make it the size that you want. It's your choice. But what I find is that if you write somewhat small, not teeny tiny, but somewhat small, and leave it in this top left corner, well, then you've got more space to work other problems. So all you're doing is copying this down, and I'm going to tell you what to do from here. Saying, hey, determine a relationship between the x and the y. And I know it's probably easy to see right now, but if it's not, there's an easier way to understand what this is saying. So let's create a shape first. So what I want you guys to do is create a table right here. I'm going to create a table. So we got 4 points, and I'm going to make 5 columns. Cool. So now the next part is let's label this the x and the y, and just rewrite these with x and y values. 1, 2, 4. As it gets to the next one, looking at the relationship or the pattern here, all we're trying to do is really find a pattern. What do you think this next value for y is going to be if I plug a 5 here? -5. -5. Okay, fine, fair enough. What if I jumped all the way to -99? Okay, so the relationship here, it looks like if I'm going to solve for the goal here, the thing you want to do is solve for y. So tell me, y equals what? Yes, sir, Gavin. Y equals -1x. Y equals -1 times x. So whenever I plug a value into x, like 99, say that I substituted 99 in for x here, it'd be 99 times -1 equals y, or -99. You did write a function, and that's the relationship. A function showing a relationship between an x and y value. But also a function is saying, hey, for each x value, I only have one y value. you solve this problem. So now the next step here is to go ahead and just border off this problem. If you do this much on a test and you miss the problem, say that this is the answer here, y equals -1x, or any other problem. I did forget one thing. What's the one thing I forgot? Box this answer. But if this is everything that you did and you missed the problem, severely missed the problem, well, guys, you're showing me multiple steps, number one. You're showing me that you at least have a concept of the idea. You solved for the problem wrong, or maybe you transferred it to your test wrong. But if any of that happened, you got the wrong answers, I'd probably take off half a point at most, compared to 5 points. This took about 2 minutes to do total, and it's probably even faster to do on your scratch paper with a pencil because this has some delay on it. So if it's faster to do on the test than compared to here, is it worth it? My big question is it worth it rather than missing 5 points?
Yeah.
You think so? So this is what I would expect for you guys to do. So Trevor, you feel that you understand what I'm saying to do here? Hey Ben, good to have you, buddy. Hey, here's my question. You feel that you have this understood and you're ready to go?
Right.
I'm gonna pass this slate around.
Sounds good.
People who really, I think, are getting it down and following along and bordering along, I'm gonna have this passed to them. So, buddy, I'm watching you. So what's the first thing that I want you to do? You're gonna work problem number what?
2.
The work problem number 2. And this is what I'm gonna do from here, you just label it number 2. And I'm going to write out the problem for you. And this will not be here. This will be cool. So you've got number 2 labeled there. Then you just pull out 2 pieces of scratch paper here, move everything off your desk, and you're just like title 1 test, 1 sheet test, and then title the other one scratch paper. And we're working on the scratch paper. Guys, while Ben's doing that, why don't y'all write the answer from test 1, or problem 1, onto the test. Write the answer from problem 1 onto the test.
Can you scroll down?
Yes. You can take these and just follow along it. Great. Mike, come on in. Grab 2 pieces of paper, blank paper from the back there. Grab 2 pieces of paper from the back there. There you go. Good job, buddy. Now I'm going to write something out for you guys to copy onto your paper. And that is, where did I put it? Oh, right here. Can you see that? Is that too small? No, that's perfect. What's that? Stop talking. This is a test. Stop talking. This is a test. I don't need that. I know that you're in band. Okay, I don't need that. Okay, it's okay. I need you to grab 2 pieces of blank paper and sit down, Anara. Anara, 2 pieces of blank paper and sit down. Guys, copy this onto your paper, and what I want you to do from here is, in a second, you're going to, Trevor, label what you think the independent and dependent variables are in each situation. So you have to select your pen. Select the pen. Guys, I'm going to be very clear with my next statement. If you decide to group around and make smiley faces or any other types of wacky shapes other than the problem, you will not be able to use the slate. And just put an I for independent. You don't have to spell the whole thing out. Yeah, I'd be perfect. Be perfect. Oh, I like that. That's good. what would you think what variable depends on the other? What part of that statement depends on the other?
The fertilizer, what it depends.
Yeah, so the size of the lawn should be what? Well, let's think about it. You just told me the amount bought depends on the size, correct? So what one dependent? The size is independent. Each person's lawn is independent of each other person's lawn. It doesn't matter. Does my size of my lawn depend on the size of your lawn, Jacob?
No.
Does the size of my handwriting depend on the size of your handwriting? No, these are independent variables because they belong to, it is independent based on myself. It belongs to me. Whereas your test grade might depend on the size of your handwriting. If you wrote one letter or one, see that's goofing around, bud. You get it slate. No, you're goofing around. You messed up. Too bad. Alex, I'm going to give you a shot here. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the size of the lawn and the fertilizer. So, hey, that's not done. You've got to do one more thing here. You've got to do what after you're done with the problem?
Box it.
Yeah, go ahead and box it, or you just border this one because it's a real big size, right?
Oh, I was done.
Pretty much, yeah, you were done.
There's nothing to solve.
Huh? No, all I want you to do right now is define or locate what the independent and dependent variables are. So now that you're done, what should you do?
Box.
Border it. Yeah, put a border around it. Hey, come on over here, guys. You're going to get, this is a test and you're not talking. So sit down and follow along. You're taking two pieces of paper. You're labeling one, scratch, and the other test. Guys, while they're grabbing these, I want you to take that answer and transfer it to your test. Okay? Just follow along and work with your partner. I mean, not your partner. Don't work with them. You're not talking. But you are looking on their sheet, at least for now, because we're all going over these together. This is how you write your test out. So label one, test, one sheet of paper, label test, and the other, label scratch. You got it, good. So on the test, you're just writing the answers. On the scratch, you're doing the work on the screen there. Okay. All right, let's look at the next problem here. So what I'm going to do, Alex, for you, is I'm going to type another problem up here, buddy. And this problem, I'm going to label, I'm going to say, hey, we're dealing with, this one we're going to deal with the cost to gift wrap and order is, you guys are talking, you should stop. Okay, now it looks like you need more space to do your work, so what should you do?
I should scroll down.
Select the mouse up at the little arrow up at the top. It's next to the pen. Those of you who are not sure what to do at the moment, go ahead and scroll down there. There you go. And you can extend the page if you need to. If you have a question and don't know what to do, all I want you to do is take your blank paper, title it test, take your other paper, title it scratch, and we are doing work on the scratch, just following along like this. It's how would you organize your scratch paper during a test so you lose as few points as possible if you miss a problem. Gavin, are you raising your hand because you got the answer?
Question.
Okay, what's up?
Number 3.
This is, thank you. So, Alex, that's a little bit silly there because now I think that's a part of the problem. Go ahead and undo this by that little button right there, the little arrow that's curved, the back button, there you go. And put the 3 off in the top corner and border it off. Now border that off, so now that I know that this is problem 3. And now just put a circle around it or something, put a box around it. Completely border it, there you go. So the cost of this gift wrap, I know I spelled wrap wrong, but wrap, to gift wrap and order is 3 plus $1 per item wrap. So the goal here is to identify the independent and dependent variable. So my first question is, What part of the statement would be an independent part? So who thinks that they've got this? How about Ben?
The dependent one is the cost of the graph.
Did you say the independent or dependent? So the cost depends on what?
The total cost.
What happens there, Alex?
I'm not even pressing.
I want you to do the back button.
I'm sure. He's not.
Are you pressing any buttons on the
No,
pen?
he's not.
Okay. Let go. Move your hand.
I think it's these strings.
Move your hand.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he's fine. This is stuck somehow.
I broke it again.
Okay. There we go. Alex, I want you to choose I'm going to choose a new color for you. So all I want you to do right over here, dude, is be very careful when you're pressing buttons on that slate. But Ben's saying the independent variable is what?
Independent variable?
Yeah.
That's the amount of items wrapped, the amount of items wrapped.
Yeah, so all you got to do is type in the items wrapped are the independent variable. Number of items. He wrote number of items wrapped. Number of items wrapped. And the dependent variable would be the cost, just like Ben said. So when you're done with this, Alex, what I want you to do is border it off like you would any other one. And then transfer it to your test. And I'm going to come around and make sure everybody's got a border around. And make sure that everybody's numbered their test. Huh? Yes, all he's doing is identifying the independent and dependent variables here. Okay, this next one is going to be a little bit tougher when I get to it, but I'm going to come by and check papers to make sure the borders are good. Got the borders here, doing good. That's this nice to make it the scratch paper. Oh, is that the answer today? Oh, that's your scratch? Nicely done. Christian, you got that good, buddy. Megan? Megan? Man, oh man, Megan. That is good handwriting. And it's, man, oh man, girls, I'm telling you, you do this on every test with every problem. I promise you're not going to miss many points. That's how you do it, Hannah. Peyton. Guys, if y'all did this every test, that's good. Carter. Ian, very clean. That's organized. Good stuff. Megan Fox, Erica Fox, Megan Fox. I don't know who that is. And no, Megan Fox. Good, nice and cleanly. Good work, good stuff. Cody, they're taking a test, which means you're not talking. I will help you out clean.
That is messed up.
Guys, it's a test. There's no talking out. You're going to title this test on paper and the other one scratch. This is everything up here, what you're doing, you're transferring to a scratch paper while everything else is on the test. Guys, stop talking. This is the test. Okay, so put your answers on the test, but show all your work in the scratch paper. Just like you do. You're about to get moved, Nolan. All right. Let's go on to the next one. This next one, Alex, I want you to pass that to somebody in a different section than you, and it's got to be a girl.
Oh.
So move your pin, move the pin, turn the power off, Alex,
Oh, yeah.
and pass it to a female from a different section. You don't have to get out of your desk, just pass it and say the name that you want to pass it to. You can pass it to Hannah, and Hannah would pass it to Jacob, and so on and so on. But now that you're up, go and give it to her. Okay. So now the next problem here that we're going to do is full stop. So this is the next problem here. Now, who has the slate? Taylor, to get your to get out of this typing, you've got to click on the pin up at the top. You might actually want to click on the scroller, that little arrow next to the pin. So you're on the one more over to the left. Click the done button at the bottom right. Now, there is a scroll bar to the left that you need to scroll down and give yourself more space to work with. I said the right, I meant to the left. Hold up, move your pin. There's a scroll bar right here. I want you to get to that. There you go. And scroll down to perfect. Oh, scroll up just a little bit. Now, what I want you to do in the top left corner is to do what? Problem number. Problem number what? Number 4. And you'll border it off. Now I know it's not a part of the problem. I know what problem number it is. And now what I want you to do is identify the independent and dependent variables. The number of days late is the ID. Yeah. The cost. So go ahead and put the cost down. Huh? Yeah, and it depends on how many days late your video is. So I want you to write a function rule for me. And a function rule, what is a function rule? Just the basics of it.
It is a rule like X, and whatever you do there, it turns into Y.
What do you say, Inara?
For your X
Your one Y value. So f of x being y, f of x being y, f of x equals x. All right. So what about x? So you're going to write f of x for the function rule. F of x.
Well, you can't roll like this because it's X and not Y. Or like Y.
You got to show me you understand. So I might take some points off, but if you show me on scratch paper why and you solve it, and I see that you understand the steps, I might just make a note that, hey, this is also f of x without taking points. But the scratch paper, I need this work.
There's no difference between them.
There is no difference, but you've also, when we're talking about function rules, we're talking about f of x rather than writing y. You're using the term f of x. Yes. I know this. So let's work through this problem and write the function rule out still. So how would you write it? The number, so the cost is the dependent variable, which is what? F of x. Okay, so that equals no, the cost, which is f of x, because f of x is dependent. That equals the independent variable. So what about the number of days late? What do you have to pay? X would be the number of days late, right? But what do you have to pay for that?
99 cents per day. And it's plus every day.
Plus, 99 is plus, right? Work through this problem. I'll work it out with you. I'll show you how to do it, and then you guys can pack up and leave. This is the last part of it right here. You got it, Taylor, but this is basically what it's saying. I understand. Look at here. It's $3.99 x because it's how many days late, right?
No.
Yes.
It'd be 399 plus 0.99x. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that right?
Yes, you're right. 3.9 because it's 99 for every day. Good job, guys. Good job. Thank you. Keep this work. We're gonna start it up tomorrow. $3.99
I'm really sorry about missing the lunch tutoring yesterday.
plus
Probably blind.
99 cents x. What happened? Don't say sorry. What happened? Here's the deal. I have got one rule for myself. I don't like when people tell me sorry. I don't like when successful people say sorry. Because successful people don't say sorry. Successful people realize they made a mistake. Sorry doesn't solve anything, does it? What solves stuff? Fixing a mistake. So they say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to fix it. That's all you got to tell me. All you got to tell me. You're going to fix it?
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Okay, on the tutoring video it said that.
You're watching